Hello viewers, good day. In today's lecture, we are going to talk about markets. Markets, according to Britannica, are a means by which the exchange of goods and services takes place as a result of buyers and sellers being in contact with one another, either directly or through mediating agents or institutions. Markets, in most literal and immediate sense, are places in which things are bought and sold. The two kind of people meet in the market, the people who want to sell their goods and services and the people who want to buy the goods and services. When they meet up in the market, they generally reveal their preferences. When they reveal their preferences, they actually tell to the other people what exactly they want. So the market knows what people want. And similarly, the people basically who want to sell, they find out from the demand of the market, then they try to provide the supply of the goods. In that sense, the market brings two kinds of people together. And these two kinds of people are the buyers and sellers, the buyer of goods and the seller of goods, the buyer of services and the seller of services. Why do we study markets? The markets actually are the most important place where the most of the economic decisions are made. The first of all, the most important decision about the price, what price we have to charge for the goods. And secondly, the quantity, what quantity we as a producer should produce. When we study markets, we generally assume some kind of assumptions about the markets. The first assumption about the market is that the goods are homogeneous. It is a single good market. When we say goods are homogeneous, homogeneous means the goods are same. There is no difference whatsoever between the goods that are being sold by one buyer and seller and the other seller. Another assumption that decides the structure of the market is the number of buyers and sellers. Generally, we assume that the number of buyers and sellers are big, and that big quantity of the numbers of buyers and sellers create a kind of a fair play game into the market. When you have many buyers as a seller, you don't have to worry about one particular buyer, that what he wants and how things he wants. And you as a seller, where you don't have to worry about the people, like say for example, they want to buy or not. They cannot force you to sell the things at certain price. Similarly, being the buyers, when there are many sellers, you have a choice. You can buy a good from any of the seller. If one seller forces you to buy something at higher price, you are not necessarily be required to pay that price because you have got many options available in the market. So when you assume that the markets have got many buyers and many sellers, it means that the market is a fair, and in that fair market, no one has got any influence whatsoever on the price or the quantity of the market. In a consumer product market, say for example, baked beans, the buyers are households and the sellers are firms. But this roles reverses in the labor market. Like say for example, in the labor market, the buyers are the firms. The firms buy the demand, they demand the labor, so they buy labor. And similarly, the people like the household, they supply labor. So when they actually interact in the labor market, they become supplier. In the goods market, they becomes demanders. All right. So when you look at the markets, according to the structure of the markets, we can define markets in different ways. One extreme example of the market is a perfect competition. The perfectly competitive markets are such markets where the products are the same as we were talking about. There are many buyers and many sellers, and no one has got any influence whatsoever on the price and the quantity. The information that travels in the market is perfect. No one can take the advantage of the less information of the other person. It means that there is no asymmetric information. The information is symmetric. Everybody knows the things, basically, which everybody knows. I know what you know, and you know what I know. So that is not, there is no point of making you bully or like, just bullying you about the price or the quantity of the things. So the perfect information plays an important role in perfect competition. Another kind of the market structure that's very common in the world is monopoly. In so many markets, you find monopolists. Some monopolies are the local monopolies, like, say, for example, your local fuel station. The local fuel station might be a monopoly when you have got another fuel station that is 10 miles away. And similarly, the bookstore that is in your local market is maybe a monopoly because the other bookseller that actually is available in your town is 20 miles away or 30 miles away from your house. So the monopoly is a market structure when there is a one seller and he controls the prices. There is just one particular seller. If you want to buy something, you have to go to some particular person. He has to make a decision to whom he has to sell and whom he has not to sell, what price he has to charge and what price he has not to charge. And that's what basically makes a monopoly a just bit kind of undesirable market structure in the market, because here in this particular market the buyers don't have got any power whatsoever like in deciding about the price of the goods, or the power actually rests in the hands of the seller, the monopolist. Another kind of the market structure that exists in between the perfect competition and monopoly is the oligopoly. Oligopoly is neither the market where you have got just one seller or you have got so many sellers. As compared to that, there are few sellers. And that monopoly, this oligopoly can actually have got a products that may be similar to which actually they are trading or maybe different. In these kind of oligopolies, sometimes collusions take place. Like you must all be aware about the collusive oligopoly. The most famous collusive oligopoly is OPEC, an organization for oil and oil producing exporting countries. They actually have colluded. They decide prices and quantity together. Similarly, like we have got another market structure that is the most common market structure and that lies between the perfect competition and monopoly. It's a monopolistic competition. This is the competition that we actually find around us. Generally, we find there are many sellers and many buyers in the markets, but generally the products is being traded is not the same. The products are different. Like say, for example, when you buy one brand of shampoo, is it different from the other brand of shampoo? And when the brand changes, when the color changes, when the quantity changes, when the contents change, they all give the power to the people like who are selling those products, some power on the price over the price and the powers over the quantity. So there are different kinds of market structures. The actual outcome in the market structures that come out in terms of the price and the quantity depends on that what market structure we are talking about. In the perfect competition, there is a win-win situation. The people actually are able to get the things at the least price, and the producers are able to get the most bigger quantity demand in the market. In the monopolies, the monopoly basically enjoy the higher price, but they actually sell the lower quantity. In the oligopoly, the both are possibilities. And similarly, in the monopolistic competition. Thank you for watching us.